G'day, welcome back to another video. I'm Stacky, I'm a tier 2 coach, and my intros have been going for too long, so I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. We are looking at the ONE Pro Invitational Detonation versus Fnatic on Pearl, and we're going to look at how the little things matter. Valorant can be a very snowbally game, and if you're able to take advantage of just the small shifts in momentum, you can have amazing results. So let's get into the first round that we're looking at today. Our first round today is round 3, and each of the rounds that we have today are going to be focusing on one specific moment or decision which has a butterfly effect and can change the whole round, which of course can have a snowball effect throughout the round and throughout the whole match, which can also be throughout the whole series in longer series. Let's firstly start by getting a grasp of Fnatic's setup in this round, as that heavily plays into the decision that Derke makes, which is the one that we're going to be focusing on in this round. So we have both Cypher trips set up for art and main, along with the camera on A side as well. And then both Astra stars here in very forward positions outside of art and A main. Fnatic's really looking for some A side control here, and they're leaving Derke out here on an island, who's going to be trying to get a pick, and they're going to end up playing retake B with the KO to support holding the wood doors angle. Now Detonation have the KJ turret here watching for the early and fast flank. So as we come into the round, you can see Derke's on this very forward angle. We get an early knife to cancel out any aggression or check for info from Chronicle, who's in B link, and Derke just trying to get a couple of picks. He gets tagged by the drone and has to fall off. Now he knows with that tag by the drone, that Detonation are going to be trying to get quite aggressive up here. So Boaster comes in and he gets the star ready to smoke. Derke pops his dash, he's primed it, ready to go, and he's going to swing out here into the whole enemy team. Now this is a really important kill. It's a really nice shot here. Like, you hardly even see Anthem go down. He dashes away, he gets tagged by the KO knife, and that KO kill is so important. That affects the way that Detonation are able to play out this whole round. All of their post-plant positions get muddled up, and that's what we're going to have a look at. So Derke gets that kill, and then he falls right back off, and we have the rest of Fnatic regrouping here. So Alpha is locking down, making sure there's no A alert coming through. Boaster's watching for any late mid play, and then we have Leo regrouping with Derke, and Chronicles holding mid link. And so Detonation finally make their way onto site with the smokes. And so our Sova is planting. And normally what we would expect from the KO here is that the KO is going to come play in this U-haul angle. One, because you can pop flash into U-haul and swing this if he needs to. His knife's going to be able to get a nice deep read if it re-pops up. And you would expect that you would see Killjoy and Astra playing back here for post-plant. Killjoy is already out of range of her turret and alarm bot here. And because there's no KO, they decide to send Killjoy towards the U-haul position, and Astra sends back. Now, it could have been either of these two agents that they had to fill this gap, because what they want is Reyna playing this really forward position, taking this aggressive fight, and then being able to dismiss away. Sova had to plant because Sova had the spike, as is a fairly standard thing. And then you have sort of two options between Killjoy and Astra. You can just leave U-haul and just give it up, and that's going to be really hard if you don't have any U-haul control, especially because this is planted not for long. So you can leave Killjoy here, and the mistake is that Killjoy never recalls this util. And by sending Astra back, you have the option to wrap all the way around and still be able to use this gravity well really late with the push through B link, and that's what Detonation end up doing. Otherwise, you can try and play the Astra here and then play the Killjoy Molly util and have the flank protection here. So being unable to play them both up towards long and have that KO deep into sight really costs the way that they're able to set up here. So you can see Astra, the first thing that she has to do is come back and check this flank. She has no idea if anyone could be here or not. But we have this nice kill from Tackage. And then Tackage is able to go back and play towards the spike, take out that haunt, and we have this nice little setup and crossfire. Raider gets a little bit over aggressive, over peeking as they flood onto site. They get a couple of kills here, Detonation, but eventually all get traded out. And this late lurk from Zenfree is just going to be too slow. It's a great read from Alpha, knowing that there's no swing coming in. They've got to be going for a wrap, and Alpha reads and swings the B link and holds that at the perfect time. So let's go back and look at this moment. And so Derke is looking for one here, knows it's really important that he gets one here to really impact the structure of this site take from Detonation. And I'm not saying that Derke is going, I need to hit this KO, because the KO is going to be the most impactful hit of all of the people that I could take out. But what he does, he gives himself the opportunity to take out the KO, which really dismantles the structure that Detonation are trying, that would be best for Detonation to play with. And all of a sudden things get a bit hodgy-podgy, and Detonation find themselves in a little bit of a sticky situation. And this is the difference between good and great players, and even great and the best players, is that the decision that Derke makes here and the shot that he hits is a fantastic one. You know, he's able to isolate that fight and dash away in a 1v5 situation, and it completely breaks down the round for Detonation. All of their collapse on their site hold comes from that moment. All right, now our next round is even crazier in terms of small moments that have big impact. We have an eco here for Detonation in round 5 versus a full buy for Fnatic. 5 sheriffs in the hand of Detonation. So they're going to go for a little bit of a default, see if they can get a pick with the sheriff early on. Early knife comes in, doesn't tag anyone on a site there. And then we have this absolutely amazing shot from Tack Edge, or if it's Take J. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the name. Apologies if I got that wrong. I'm going to stick with Tack Edge for now. And so that's a great opening pick for them. And what they want to do, of course, is capitalize on getting this gun. So they use the Rain earlier to get through. And Fnatic are very aware of this, obviously. So Derke pops his dash and swings this. And we have the Astra stun, I believe, that comes out rather than the gravity well. And so that's a free kill for Derke, and they just deny that gun. And then following on from that, Boast is playing this really nice little lurky spot, and he gets suggest as he tries to peel his way through connector. He starts to fall back. Now I want you to pay attention to Boaster here and this B-link positioning. So we have this jiggling going on from Raider, and Boaster's currently jump spotting right now. And I just want you to watch how close this is to sneaking through. So we're going to watch it through at quarter speed here. And look at that. Literally close, like close as close can be. Like could have possibly been a frame. I'm not counting them. But Raider sneaks through here, and Boaster comes back for another jump spot. And because he went for a smoke, he put this smoke down here in A main. That allows Raider to creep through into connector. And if you know Valorant, you know how massive this could be. So he's got a massive, they think there's no way that he could have gotten through here. And so Derke just comes running through, gun out. Raider gets a great pick onto him, and he continues to push through the A site. Gets the kill on Alpha, darts into site, comes here, regroups with his team. He's got the Vandal in hand, and now he makes it a 1v1. 3 kills for himself currently. And now Boaster coming in for the redemption. The man that let him slip through. They find each other. The drone comes out. He sees that he is there, and then we get a little bit of back and forth. Moments just not finding the timing on each other. And then Raider even looking at the wrong angle. Got to be a whiff there from Boaster. I'm not sure how he lost that fight, swinging that with Raider looking at the wrong spot. But he goes through and he completes the round. And again, that round only comes down to that moment if Boaster doesn't decide to smoke right here. If he does one more jump spot, Raider gets caught trying to cross through here, and they would all collapse and converge on him and close out the round. But Boaster has to smoke A main because the pressure is there. And to Detonation's credit, they've actually created this moment for themselves because they're pressuring A main and they've just decided to leave. And it's just this snowball effect. This round just goes from 0 to hero for Detonation, all because of timing. Final round for today, we're going to come into round 19, and Fnatic has this nice idea to do a fake A hit and then go B, using the Astral Wall as the main vehicle for that. And so continuing on with this theme of the small details matter, let's have a look at this round and this Astral Wall. So what happens is we get this Astral Wall that comes all the way across the map right here, and we're going to try and sell that with some KO util as well. We're going to sell that we're going A. The drone comes out from Sova to try and get some early information. That's going to get shut down by the KO knife right here. And then KO actually also pops ult. So they're trying to make things look big and nasty. One thing that is really, really sick here is that we get this lineup KO knife from Detonation, which lands in A main and only tags one person, right? So already alarm bells are starting to ring. So I want you to have a look at the positioning here of TackEdge. TackEdge has come into dugout here and is sitting just in front of this Astral Wall. And so he's able to hear, oh, I just hear some guns. They're not really committing. The KO ult is almost out at this point as well. Now, there could have been, even though the KO knife came in through here, there could have been people running through main still, and there could have still been an A hit. It was enough to cause the smoke to pop out. But TackEdge sitting in this little very safe corner of dugout, you know, if you're sitting on the front part of site here, that's a very risky spot to hold. But dugout is so safe that TackEdge can sit here for free and go, nah, team, don't worry about it. And the KO and the Killjoy that were already rotating A at this point to reinforce the two players already on site, they would have had 4 players committed to A. They are able to just head straight back to B. They commit to controlling this wood doors push. And by the time Fnatic actually get onto site, 4 players here for Fnatic. The util comes out, dash all the way up into heaven. They don't clear U-Haul backside correctly. Zenfree gets a very nice little 2-piece. Derke gets taken down as 3 players come here as they're pushing onto site to shut this down. 1 player just rotating off A now, and Spike doesn't even make it into site. And there's 4 players here on site with 2 players off site for Fnatic. And so they're forced to save. But let's have a look at the details. Well, the second detail I mentioned is this KO knife. Just having this lineup in the pocket, such a strong knife, unbreakable, scans all of main. That sounds the alarm bells, right? So they're able to fall back off site a little bit. And then TackEdge is able to come and make the decision to sit in dugout here, which allows players to go all the way back. And if Boaster had have altered across just like this, a little bit of a straighter ult, not allowing that dugout space for Detonation and TackEdge to sit in, they might have given themselves those few extra seconds to get the spike down on site and start cementing their hold. But alas, Detonation were onto them and they played a strong side B. Fnatic got shut down. Just like my intros, I'll try and keep my outros short and sweet here. I thought this was a great example, this match, of how important those little details are and how such little moments can change the impact of rounds, games, series, matches, championships. Boaster in that last round with that Ashwall then redeemed himself in this round that's currently being shown, which was round 20. I'd probably make a whole video on this round. It's an amazing read from Boaster in this round, but that's besides the point. Please go and check out my other videos from this series on this event, and I'm posting daily analysis content. And if you want to see more, please subscribe, please comment below. I have a giveaway going on my most recent video, so go watch that and comment your favorite moment from that video for the chance to win a Valorant gift code. If you want to see my first reaction to the matches that I break down here in these YouTube videos, you can come follow me live on Twitch. And that's it from me today, so have a good one and I'll see you guys tomorrow.